So this past weekend, I believe that did you watch anything?
I finally
Reggie?
did today. Today I'm wearing my Joker.
Kelly.
I'm wearing my Joker sneakers today.
Oh,
To remember that I had to talk about the Joker. So as we all know, I've been talking about seeing this movie since it came out, and then when it came out, I didn't see it because the more you hear about it, the worse it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's finally on the regular TV on the Plex. So I watched it, and within the first beginning of it starts off with like a cool little animation thing that's like, all right, this is nice, little throwback animation, little Warner Brothers theme song, you know. And then within the first 20 minutes, I'm pissed off.
What?
I'm just pissed. I'm so pissed to watch this movie.
What? Come on.
So Joaquin Phoenix singing, bro. He can't even say I'm singing as a character. He's just growling and flat and just like, well, the Saints come marching. They do the Saints come marching in mad times during the movie. It's like one of the main
royalties?
songs. Listen, man. Listen,
public domain?
Let me get into it.
I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah, and it goes from that to like not Under My Skin, but one of those other Frank Sinatra tunes. So the Joker, I'm spoiling. I'm spoiling.
Yeah,
No, we're at that point.
I would never.
It's been
see
long
that
enough.
movie.
Yeah. We're
So
at that point.
it comes to the Joker. He's about to go to trial for killing all those people at the end of the first movie. Killing, he's like, all right, it's not a mental hospital, but it's like a prison, but it's kind of like a medical ward at a prison. He's dealing with some like shit cops, because it's the 70s. First of all, Joaquin Phoenix looks like he hasn't eaten in 2 months when you see it. I mean, you can see every bone in his neck, and it's like looks weird, or like a golem or something.
Real quick, he did not want to like reveal at all what kind of methods he used to get skinny or whatever. He was like,
Crack.
He was like,
That's what that was. That's what it looked like to me.
For some reason, he was really secretive about this.
Crack.
So, okay.
Crackle
confirmed
cocaine.
It. Yeah. It's confirmed here. People.
Yeah, pure crackle.
Was it Ozempic or anything like?
Nah, buddy. You should see it, man. His skin, he looks like a pterodactyl. You know what I mean? Like the skin is like hanging off the bone, man.
It was Coke Zempic.
It's insane, man. So he's in the jail and he doesn't talk. And eventually his thoughts would turn into going into the Joker being on like a sound stage, like a Las Vegas sound stage. And then they would do some terrible like jazz song. And it would be terrible. And he would do the whole thing. And it was like, what? Wow. He was just singing, Under My Skin. I can't remember what song. I don't even want to look it up. Remember what song it is.
The Way You Look Tonight.
Way You Look Tonight is in there, and he's singing it.
Weird.
And then it comes back to his mind. He's like, and then like one of the worst things ever that's happening in these so-called serious. First of all, the movie is feeling itself the whole time. I mean, long ass shots of him walking in the rain, symmetrical like shots of 4 umbrellas with him walking in the center, and all the umbrellas are different. Like it looks like a music video. It looks like a My Chemical Romance music video.
I pulled some of this up, and it's just like
pull up some of the images from it.
So here, I'm doing that right now because this is really weird.
So he's just in there, right? And he starts singing and dancing. For whatever reason, he has to go to like see a doctor, and that doctor is his lawyer's office or whatever is across the hall from another part of the hospital in which they're just a choir, and in that choir is Lady Gaga. Okay. So she sees him in the hall, and they're like, "Oh, right, let's just get together." So they just start doing it, and then in her mind, she starts singing the same songs, "Rolling the String" or whatever it was, and so it's like her singing it and him singing it together and doing like a Ginger Rogers kind of like little dance routine. He does some fake tap dancing, and it just keeps going back and forth for that the whole movie.
Really?
It's really weird. And then, so the whole thing is him like pretending to like, hey, are you really a Joker, or are you schizophrenic, or are you just pretending to be, or whatever?
This is crazy. So look,
this is the end of it.
Okay, well, check it out. So they're in a.
Oh, she's a Joker too. Okay,
that's the end.
Okay,
she's Harley Quinn.
This is the thing, dude. It's like they're in court, right? He's on trial.
Yeah.
He's wearing like.
Let me get to this, James. I've already seen it. I know what's happening.
Yeah.
So he goes to him and his lawyer, right? His lawyer are just like, hey, we need you to stop talking and saying you're the Joker so you can get off. This is the whole movie is revolving around this case. Okay. So he goes and them seeing each other at choir or whatever. At one point in choir, she starts a fire during the like movie night, and then they try to escape, and it doesn't work, and then they sing more jazz together about that. And then they do jazz about this, and Lady Gaga singing jazz.
That is so weird.
And it's all the same two or three songs. It's not like a bunch of songs about being the Joker. It's not like Broadway style in which the singing is moving the story ahead.
It's more like they're stopping.
It's almost like Mamma Mia. It's like Joker
songs.
Mamma Mia. They're just singing karaoke jazz.
Standards.
And
it's the same ones.
Same one or two, the whole movie. And the Saints Go Marching In being the one that happens the most.
It's free.
It's free.
That is annoying. Go
ahead. Anyway, he goes to the court and he stops taking his meds so he can start being the Joker at court. And then he fires his lawyer.
Okay.
And then the lawyer, and he grabs her. He's like, "Yeah, I'm firing her," and kisses her. It's like, "See, she can't be my lawyer." And the judge is just like, "All right, I believe that it's his right to fire his lawyer, and also he can dress however he wants." So that's when he shows up the next day in court.
That's why.
As the Joker.
So you see in this movie,
don't make no sense.
You barely see him without the Joker makeup.
No, you do
in this movie though, compared to the first one.
No, you do.
Oh, okay.
Because he's still in jail most of the time, right?
Okay.
He goes to jail, then he comes to court, then he goes to jail,
ridiculous.
comes to court. This is like the climax of the movie. This shot right here,
hilarious.
So for some reason, they just get to hang out. Like Lady Gaga is all up in the jail hanging out. She's like, I paid a guard. She's just like in his cell hanging out with him.
She was doing all this shit with him, and she somehow didn't.
She was She was in the mental hospital also.
Yeah.
It turns out she was there by choice and was just stalking the Joker, right? Right?
What the fuck?
So they sing songs together, and she's like, "Yeah, be the Joker." He goes to court, does this whole thing. They do more jazz, and then he's just like, "Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm the Joker or not. I don't know." And then the Joker fans
What's
just
that supposed to mean,
bro? And then the Joker fans get up and leave. They're just like, "He ain't gonna be the Joker. He don't want to be the Joker no more. We thought you were gonna be a cool killer for the rest of our lives." And then they just like bail on him, and just bail on him. And then the court blows up. So someone blows up the back of the court. And he gets out of the court, and then they just catch him again, and then there he is back in jail. So he just goes back to jail, over and over again. And then there's I'm spoiling this, and then some dude in the jail just like, "We thought you were going to be the man," and he just like shanks him, and that's the end. And then they go back to singing "World in a String" or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
man, that's wild, dude.
In that universe, it wasn't Batman.
It was It was worse than I thought it was going to be because it's mad long. It's like 2.5 hours long or however long it is.
Very long.
Yeah.
Were you getting pissed or were you laughing at it?
No, I was getting pissed.
No
Really?
smiles. No laughs.
If I wasn't at home with the ability to play around on my phone, I don't know if I would have gotten through it at the theater. I would have been too pissed at the theaters.
Yeah.
2 hours sitting there just watching them dance to what? So anyway, I totally understand why people didn't get behind this. But hey, if you just love music, just the idea of a musical, maybe you can get something fun out of this. They don't even sound good. It's not like you want to listen to the soundtrack like most musicals are.
Well, that's what I saw. I saw a clip of him singing, and I was like, oh, they didn't even try to make it sound right.
Nope.
They didn't even try to make it like where they do like La La Land where they just put everybody on auto-tune.
Nope.
They didn't do that.
They didn't do it.
It's just like fucking Joaquin Phoenix sound crazy.
Yeah, he sounds crazy.
On
She
stage.
sounds fine because it's very much the same in which she's singing as a character. I don't know. They don't really make it sound good.
Yeah.
So that was another huge mistake. So it's like a movie made by people who don't like comic books, and it's a musical, but we ain't gonna make the music any good, and we're not gonna get the singing down. And the big reveal is that he's the Joker, and like, what do y'all care?
Yeah.
Who cares? They ain't no Batman. Who gives a fuck?
Well, supposedly the director Todd Phillips just ignored the studio completely. He did not take notes.
Well,
he
should have got some help from this bad boy.
Sounds like that he really went with his own type of. He didn't promote it. I don't think he barely did any interviews for it. And the interviews he did do, it sounded like that he was just steadfast on his own vision.
Bro, this is one of the worst big budget ass movies I feel like I've seen in a really long time. I mean, even if it was just a shit action movie, you'd be like, oh, it's just, who cares? Or if it's John Wick 4, oh, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Special effects. But this is like not a special effects movie. Still spent like hundreds of millions of dollars of like just feeling yourself with like all this film and these locations and the setup,
And the color
the
and,
colors.
you know.
They spent it all on that, and then this like sound stage they kept flashing back to where he's dancing.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than I'm like describing.
I find it odd that they didn't write any music for it.
There's I think maybe one or
Especially
two, but
since one of the characters in it is like a prominent figure in pop music. Like, doesn't it like be too hard to whip up some music from somewhere?
I feel like at the bare minimum they would do "Send in the Clowns" or something. Just switch it up. But nah, man, it would seem very little care was taken with like what is supposedly it was supposed to be is a musical, in my opinion. You know, especially with the amount of money involved in something like this.
Man.
Anyway,
yeah.
yo, thoughts and prayers, man. That was no good.